Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I have to thank Tamara Friedman. Thank you so much. Starting off the super chat, even before I start, I just want to thank you. You have a fantastic, wonderful Saturday and weekend. Thank you, Tamara Friedman. Thank you so much for always supporting this channel. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And this is going to be a very important segment, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an extremely, extremely, extremely important segment. So please watch, at least if you're used to the uploads, watch the first half hour, because it's going to explain how duplicitous and insidious and unethical the media, beholden to the Democratic Party, which is a dumpster fire now. There was a Dem exit. And after the Dem exit, there's a walk away, hashtag walk away. So Tamara Friedman, thank you so much. You're wonderful. Thank you, Tamara Friedman. Thank you. 1 minute in, we're approaching 200 viewers. This is going to be fun. Number one, get this in your brains, Democrats and media. Jim Jordan is not accused of any misconduct, any abuse, any sexual misconduct, any misconduct other than knowing but not doing anything, which nobody can prove. If he knew, he should have called police. His fellow wrestling colleagues and players and people have come to his defense, even people who said he knew. They still say he's a great guy and he did nothing wrong physically to anyone. This is different from Al Franken. Do you understand that? Do you get in your brains, Vox and the New York Times, or I should say CNN? Vox had a completely unethical headline today. And completely unethical headline. Trump Jordan rejects sexual abuse claims with locker room talk. First of all, the headline is specifically written to make you think that Jordan engaged in abuse of any kind. That he was the one who was the perpetrator, that he was the one who was engaging in a criminal act. That is not the case. 3 minutes in. Shalak Collins, thank you. I have the pleasure of having Shalak Collins on here. Thank you so much, Shalak. Definitely subscribe to her channel. And thank you for your contributions, Shalak, to the hashtag walk away. Your tweets have gone completely viral. I mean, thousands and thousands of people. So thank you so much. You're awesome. Shalak Collins is awesome. Definitely sub to her channel. Papa D, new record here in 30 seconds, maybe 15. Papa D, thank you. So number one, Jim Jordan is not accused himself. I would not be so passionate if he was the one who possibly was accused of doing something. Number two, yes, of course he should have, had he known, if he knew, call the police. You don't go, in this type of thing, you don't go to the AD, you don't go to the athletic director, you don't go to you know, some bureaucrat within the university. You go straight to police. Straight to police. That's it. It's a criminal act. It's a criminal act. You go straight to police. If he knew, he should have gone straight to police. But now Democrats are going to have to prove, just like when they say, well, you can't tell us that Hillary Clinton stole you can't tell us that Hillary Clinton stole $10 billion. Where she didn't have sacks of money. Where's the note? Where's the note that she didn't mean to do it for convenience, even though she paid Brian Pagliano thousands of dollars to transfer all her emails, including classified and special access program intelligence, onto her basement server in her home, connected to a BlackBerry the NSA she said she couldn't use, while she deleted half her emails and did everything possible to hide from the U.S. government unintentionally. And then everyone, well, you can't prove anything. So go ahead, Democrats, and prove that he knew 30 years ago what was going on to the full extent of what was going on. Prove that. If you can't prove that, stop with the unethical, insidious, evil headlines. You are going after Jim Jordan for one reason, because you are afraid he's going to become Speaker of the House. And if he's Speaker of the House, you are done politically. You're already done politically. Democrats are going to lose. I'm on record as stating this on RT, my last RT segment. I'm on television stating, been on RT, I've been on MSNBC, CNN. My last RT segment, I said, Democrats are going to lose the House and the Senate. This was before hashtag walkaway, by the way. So this is before hashtag walkaway. I was saying there was only hashtag Demexit. Then there was hashtag, H.A. Goodman is crazy because he thinks Clinton is going to get indicted, but he didn't know that that Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Kevin Kleinsmith, Sally Moyer, James Comey, Andrew McCabe, James Clapper, John Brennan are all in on it. And we have an Office of Professional Responsibility now because Peter Strzok, the polygraph, the arm of the polygraph, think, flew out 20 feet.
His polygraph was out of scope. His polygraph was out of scope. Don't you know? We're not sure if he lied, but we can't find the polygraph arm. It flew out the window.
His polygraph looked like a crazy person took crayons and went like that with red crayon. The guy, they all lie, and then they're like, well, this is a really big problem. I was on Twitter, I was watching, this is a really big problem, this is a really big problem. He has to go the way of Al Franken. Fish Lips threw himself on a woman, Leanne Tweeden. Fish Lips Al Franken was kicked out of Congress because he engaged. He was the perpetrator. He was the person who engaged in illegal activity. He was the guy who actually forced himself on a female under the guise of, well, we have to practice. Nobody's going to practice with you, Al. You were barely a comedian. And yeah, you were, I guess, kind of funny in a dorky, stupid way. Kind of talented. Kind of. You don't need to practice a comedy skit. Oh, we have to practice and be professional. No, you don't, buddy. That's called sexual harassment and misconduct. And then you had poor, God bless his family. You had his nephew who passed away the other night. Jim Jordan's been going through a lot. If anything, the country should rally around Jim Jordan. Democrats think they've won. Oh, yay, the R1s got off. Oh, yeah? Oh, yay, July 5th, 2016. She didn't do anything intentionally. You're never going to catch her. Can't catch me. November 8th, 2016. Oh, Hillary, Russia, you did this to us. The insanity, the corruption, they don't get it. When you're so corrupt, they don't get it. When you are so utterly corrupt, you don't double down. You should look in the mirror and say, well, thank God, Julian Assange. Thank God, WikiLeaks. Thank God a publisher actually exposed the inner workings of the Democratic Party. And instead, media says, well, they were embarrassing emails. Don't you know they were embarrassing? Okay. A criminal conspiracy exposed by the actual text message, by the actual, we're talking about Peter Strzok, his stop Trump voters are smelly. We have an insurance policy. We can't take the risk of Trump becoming president. I can protect this country in more ways than one. And so the real-time conspiracy from these people, the real-time conspiracy is documented, is written down. Strzok, I did this for you. I fabricated Trump Russia and flew to London with McCabe and Comey and Brennan. John O'Brennan. Ask me how I know, and I'll tell you so. She used to be my girl. Okay, I'm not going to torture you. But, yeah, Strzok. Why did you say stop Trump? That's classified, and that's between me and my girl, one of my many girls, Lisa Page, who, by the way, will testify publicly. Why did you say an insurance policy you can't take the risk of Trump becoming president? If the tables were turned and you said you couldn't take the risk of Clinton becoming president, there would be Adam Schiff with congressional inquiry after congressional inquiry. Notice how party lines, 183 Democrats, and they're not going to get the 20 to win 22 or 23 to win the House back. Bible or traditions. Jim Jordan is a superhero. I'd like to see him lock Rosenstein up in an armbar. Snap. Bible or traditions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bible or traditions, for your continued support of this channel. But yeah, so the real-time documentation that Jim Jordan was after. And by the way, Rosenstein did not comply. He risks being impeachment. How do we know? Because his right-hand man, the guy who worked with him, just quit the other day. Rosenstein's behind his grass. Jim Jordan is the lawnmower. And guess what's going to happen when Rod Rosenstein, Eric H526, thank you. Have a great weekend, Adrian. Everyone, love you all. We love you, Eric H526. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for everything you do for this channel. Thank you for your support always. Eric H526, Bible or traditions, thank you. But it's like, they think that throwing mud, they confuse passion and energy and enthusiasm and vision and hope for the future. They confuse that with don't allow them to eat a hamburger. When Maxine Waters evoked a Democratic Party line, she should have been defended by all the wonderful white women, Kristen Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, all these wonderful feminists. Where were they? That's why, like I stated even before it happened, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus, but I said, hey, why isn't she being defended? And then you have 200 black women and black leaders saying, hey, she should be defended. Why did you have Maxine Waters take the political heat for everything? Of course, what she said was absurd. All Democrats. But why, when she evoked a party platform, why wasn't she defended? Well, the reason is because racism is all over the place in the Democratic Party. That's why you're going to have more blacks, more Latinos, more Jews, more Asians, more everyone who's a minority vote Republican. And Trump is not this racist ogre demagogue. What people see in Trump is what they've the left, they fabricated it. He didn't say that all sides were equal in Charlottesville. That never happened. They twisted his words. Hillary Clinton did call black youth super predators because she was referring to black youth specifically in her speech, where she had said that they have to make them heal and they lack conscience. That's Clinton. The non-white supremacist, the non-white nationalist who spent her entire career floating within the political winds wherever power. She was against gay marriage in 2013. There are going to be more gay people voting for Trump also. CNN, Home and Garden, the Home and Garden Network has more people watching than CNN. Okay? Southern Chick, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Love your passion. Southern Chick, thank you. Thank you, Southern Chick. Thank you. Thank you so much, Southern Chick. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Love your passion. I mean, it's important. You know, this is important because we're almost at 500 viewers. We have 15 minutes in. Former coaches, wrestlers, and colleagues rush to defend Jim Jordan. You want to know why? Because he has never been accused of specifically doing something. Democrats pretend that the lack of evidence for Democrats means evidence. And the existence of evidence for Democrats means it's a nothing burger. There's nothing there, no problem, everything. They are so utterly corrupt and devoid of any moral compass. They have zero moral compass. Because if they cared, and I had many debates with people, if they cared, they would then use the same vitriol and hatred and anger and frustration and rage that they level against Trump, against Clinton and the Democrats, but they don't. That's the hypocrisy. It's called hypocrisy. People say it's whataboutism. No, it's hypocrisy. Agent Pepsi 1. Agent Pepsi, you've been watching since, I think, the beginning of this channel. Thank you so much for always watching. How typical that Democrats are now, 24 years after the supposed attacks, are coming forward, just as Jordan is crushing Dems. Dem corruption is nauseating. Absolutely. Better, Agent Pepsi, you explained it better than I could. He's crushing them. Jim Jordan is a one-man wrecking crew. He's what he did to Rod Rosenstein was basically, if Rod Rosenstein wrestled him, that's what would have happened. And they're like, oh, look, Rosenstein made him look bad. No, he didn't. He asked, did you subpoena phone calls? He meant phone records or taped phone calls. And then Rosenstein was acting cute. Oh, you can't subpoena phone calls. What do you think he meant, Rosenstein? You think he meant going back in time in some quantum physics reality where you could go ahead and subpoena something that hasn't happened yet? So here's an article of four former wrestlers accused Congressman Jim Jordan of turning a blind eye to the sexual misconduct of a team doctor while working as an assistant wrestling coach at Ohio State University. Okay, that's bad. These wrestlers have a point. If he turned a blind eye, if he knew, then he should have said something. But we don't know what he knew. Get it, Democrats? You don't know. You can't say he knew something. Kat M. Hill, keep up the good work, HA. Love your live stream. Thank you. I have the best live stream. I do it like 3 to 4 times a day. And it's just Kat M. Hill, thank you. We have the best people, the best super chat, best everything. Let people know that this live stream happens. And I don't know when it happens. It's kind of spontaneous, but it happens about 3 to 4 times a day. And Kat M. Hill, thank you so much. Thank you, Kat M. Hill. Thank you. But just as many former coaches, teammates, and student wrestlers vehemently deny those allegations. Again, the allegations are allegations of what an other person did that he is said to have known. He is not accused of any specific crime, misconduct, abuse, anything like that. So get it straight, Democrats. Al Franken was accused. Bill Clinton was accused. Anthony Weiner's in prison. Harvey Weinstein will be in prison. All of these people have lost their jobs. Matt Lauer, Charlie Rose, all of these people on the left. Kevin Spacey. I mean, how many actors? And then Democrats, when they touch something, it turns to, in the direction they don't want. Hashtag Me Too is important. It's a very important thing for men and women. Hashtag Me Too is very, very important. But Democrats have then utilized it to forget all the Democrats and liberals who engage in those criminal activities, those criminal acts. Just like when you catch Joy Reid writing anti-gay posts, she blames Russian hackers. No evidence. I can name other people on the left. I won't right now. Writing racist posts. Well, I guess that's okay, though. He's changed. Oh my goodness. He was used to be a Republican. Oh, okay. Because you spend your life talking about how evil conservatives are. Everyone's deplorable. Everyone's irredeemable, except when you on the left engage in the conduct that you view as reprehensible. Then when you ask for, you expect compassion from people. You expect the compassion you don't give. Isn't it interesting how Democrats, they're like the anti-theology movement. They expect compassion and to be redeemed when they don't give compassion, and they call everyone deplorable and irredeemable and, oh my God. Roseanne Barr, who is a brilliant legend in Hollywood, actually a true talent, a genius, gave a voice to working class women and men. of all backgrounds, doesn't have a racist bone in her body, said one thing about Valerie Jarrett, lost her entire show, which was kicking butt, which was a top show. Rick Yurzik, mainline your streaming HA addicted to politics. Thank you. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. Thank you, Rick Yurzik, for always supporting this channel. Thank you, Rick. But Roseanne Barr should never have been fired. You know who should have been fired if that's the case? Joy Reid. Who should have been fired if that's the case? A bunch of other people who engaged in worse, who wrote worse. But they weren't because they're on the left. Roseanne Barr made the mistake of being an open Trump supporter. That's why they went after her. Jim Jordan's not even accused of any misconduct himself. They just saying, oh, well, he knew 30 years ago. And just what a coincidence. What a coincidence that Clinton's law firm is a part of this. And also, it's happening right now when Jim Jordan is going after Rosenstein and everyone who's corrupt in the FBI. All these corrupt people. DM, HA, great job. We need to stand by congressional leaders like Jim Jordan. He's doing the heavy lifting for our country. Absolutely. DM, you're 100% right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to go ahead and make this a little bit more animated. I kind of recharged my batteries from yesterday. It was just so hot. It's still hot today, but it's in LA. It's like, what was it? Like 109 yesterday. So 106 today. But, you know, this is important. DM, thank you so much. We definitely need to stand by Jim Jordan. Why? Because Jim Jordan is one of the few, along with Ron DeSantis, Mark Meadows, Lee Zeldin, Devin Nunes, Trey Gowdy. I know there's some others I'm forgetting, but he's one of the few who takes it to them. He doesn't let them, you know, doesn't let them get away with their criminal activity. In interviews in the Washington Examiner, each said a version of the same thing. If abuse did occur, Jordan couldn't have known about it because it is against his character to back down from a conflict. Of course it's against his character. The guy is a bulldog. One thing I respect about wrestlers and MMA and boxers is that they go at it. They don't straddle the fence. They can't. They pick a side and it's their, you know, they defend their side. They defend obviously themselves and they go after. They don't resist. Hashtag resist. The stupidest, most idiotic political movement of all time. You talk about like caveman times. If there's a political movement, it's the stupidest, dumbest, most idiotic. Resist. You give the other person the initiative. You think an MMA fighter goes into the octagon and says, I'm going to resist you? He doesn't say that. Or she doesn't say that. Mike's MMA World. It's almost as if the left wants Jim Jordan to pay for the crimes of a guy that ultimately got away with it. What gives? Exactly. Mike's MMA World. Exactly. It's almost as if the left wants Jim Jordan to pay for the crimes of a guy that ultimately got away with it. What gives? Exactly. Sorry, Democrats, not like Anthony Weiner, who's in prison, who sexted pictures of himself to an underage female. Sorry, not like that. Not like your entire movement, the entire left is the biggest bunch of hypocrites on the planet. The biggest bunch of hypocrites. They only exist to tell you how much of a piece of crap you and I are. They only exist to just pontificate and forget their crimes and forget their abuse that they inflict upon others, forget their insanity, blame Russia, blame everyone else, hide behind bureaucracy. Gee, I wasn't there. This is democratic leadership. Oh, well, I'm not doing the redacting, sir. I wasn't there. It's an ongoing investigation. It's a FISA application. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about this. It's an ongoing investigation. It's classified. Gee whiz, I wish I could help you, but I can't. You think an MMA fighter says, hey, you can't punch me. It's an ongoing investigation. Oh, It's classified. No. You think that Jim Jordan is ever going to say, "Hey, geez, gosh, it's just wish I could help you," but that's not how wrestlers become successful. That's not how athletes become successful. That's not how people become successful. That's not how people give food for their families. Your family is going to starve. My family is going to starve if we make constant excuses. Gee, I just couldn't write for the past year. Or gee, I just couldn't do any videos. Or gee, I just couldn't, do a whole bunch of things politically. Gee, I just couldn't make that RT segment. Gee, I just couldn't, write a book that's doing well on Amazon. People are still buying all 4 of my books on Amazon. I can't believe it. I can't believe people are still buying my books. I'm still getting royalties from the books every month. And people are still buying them. Butter top secret emails, but her deleted emails, the Alwan brothers and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and debunking the Trump Russia myth. And by the way, the Alwan brothers and Debbie Wasserman Schultz are just as relevant now as when I wrote it. Liam Schick, give him hell. H.A. Rose Quartz raises an excellent point about Perkins Coie. Exactly. Thank you, Liam Schick. Thank you, Liam Schick, for your continued support of this channel. Thank you. Rose Quartz is fantastic. And Rose is 100% right. We got almost 700 people. We're not even 30 minutes in. Democrats love to pontificate. But what about Harvey Weinstein? Oh, well, gee, did you think Hillary knew about Harvey Weinstein? That's a good point. Everyone knew, and really knew. Not like kind of, oh, gee, did Jim Jordan know? No, everyone knew Harvey Weinstein was a serial monster. Not, cornflakes. I'm talking about a serial, committing these crimes all the time. Joe Case attempts to distract from Democrats' crimes. Exactly. Liam Schick, give him hell. H.A. Rose Quartz raises an excellent point about Perkins Coie. Yeah, just the law firm that happened to purchase the Steele dossier and CrowdStrike. That money funneled through because they purchased. Why did they purchase CrowdStrike or outsource CrowdStrike? Why did they purchase the Steele dossier? Why didn't Clinton just, open up her little purse and here you go? No. Oh, so are they the fixer of Hillary? Because Cohen is supposed to be the fixer for Trump. But one's 100 grand and one's millions and millions. And it caused, all of these crimes and everything. Alex Voro, thank you, Alex. As always. Another stupid Democrat accusation. That's all over the media. It must be a real story around they are trying to distract from. At this point, 100%, Alex, at this point, and Joe and Liam, Alex, if it's happening, Democrats are lying. They go after somebody, that person's over the target. And Jim Jordan has nothing to say. Salome, merci beaucoup. Salome, Baptiste Smith, thank you, Salome. Salome, thank you. Salome. I pronounced it correctly. Thank you so much. Salome, but Baptiste Smith saying thank you as always for your support of this channel. My inability to pronounce things sometimes reminds me of in Spaceballs. It's like Dimone. You remember that part? Anyway, so thank you, everyone. Thank you. The past week, a handful of wrestlers told NBC that late Dr. Richard Strauss used his position as team physician to prey on students. Well, if he's a late doctor and he's going to get it in, if you believe in the hereafter, he's going to get it in the hereafter. Whatever that means. But in his first interview since his name was brought into the story, Jordan told me he didn't know of any sexual misconduct, plain and simple. Now you have people on Twitter. Well, we got to get him out of Congress. Why? How are you going to prove he knew something? Angel Gonzalez, support HA and Jim Jordan. Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much, Angel Gonzalez. Thank you. Thank you, Angel Gonzalez. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Angel Gonzalez. Thank you. You can't be a wrestler and a champion wrestler or any MMA, and you can't. Well, I'm not saying everybody is perfect or wonderful, but I should say at least a guy like Jim Jordan, if he is the type of person that people claim he's always been, you cannot say that he's just, he was scared to confront anyone. He was the assistant coach. He wanted to go into politics. So let's say he did know, he should have done something, but the issue here is that the guy's a bulldog. The guy's a fighter. He's going after the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, all of them, the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton, all of them. And he's the loudest voice. He should have known. If he knew, let's say he knew, he should have done something, absolutely. But he is still not accused of the specific crime like Hillary. Like Hillary is specifically accused of transferring top secret and special access program intelligence. Notice Trump is not specifically accused of anything. They're just pissed off he won. Todd Lath, HA, what is the best response to the whataboutism deflection? Well, here's the best response is this. There's no such thing as whataboutism. So when people say, if you were to say, or if I were to say, beyond the infinite, Jim Jordan attacked because he succeeded in exposing the deep state and candidate for speaker. Yes, and he should be Speaker of the House, especially after all this nonsense. 100%. 100%. I agree with you. But Todd, here's all you need to do. If you go ahead, if somebody says, "Oh, you're a Trump voter, you're deplorable and racist and everything," say, "Well, look, if you feel that about Trump, Hillary Clinton called black youth super predators. She stole $10 billion from Haiti. Then, and all of these things, she called Mahatma Gandhi a gas station attendant. That's on YouTube." And then they say, "Well, whataboutism? Whataboutism?" No. The vantage point is that Democrats feel enough power or moral, they get on their moral high horse. They feel that they are justified in condemning and judging, but they don't show the same passion and vitriol against people on their side who commit the same things, who are just as racist and, well, actually more racist. So that's actually, there is no really whataboutism. It's if you're upset about one thing, you should be upset about something on your side. If people go, "Oh, well, what about Trump's crimes?" Then ask, "Well, what did he do?" "Well, he colluded." "Well, how?" "Well, somebody in this campaign." "So you mean not him?" So they can't, actually with them, there's very little whataboutism because they don't even know what Trump did. They just go ahead and say, "Oh, well, it's our love, HA, what is it going to take for Trump to fire Sessions and Rosenstein? We have deep state running for our DOJ. Screw the optics." I agree with you 100%, and he should. So I think that he's just waiting until November. I think they're going to milk this out every single day. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. So our love, I think they're just going to milk it out, and this is all theater. And the show, this is all like, the opening credits or the ads before the movies, or the movie trailers before the main movie. We have about July, August, September, October, November, about 4 months of this. So once Republicans win again, so he's waiting for Republicans to go ahead and win. Once they win, Mueller is politically completely done. And basically Republicans can put Jim Jordan there, or anyone they want. They have to put, if it's not Jordan, they have to put Mark Meadows or Lee Zeldin or Devin Nunes would make an amazing. Devin Nunes also. Anyone in the Freedom Caucus. Denise Gray. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Denise Gray. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We have almost 700 people here. And it's not even 30 minutes in. Actually, a little over 30 minutes. Denise Gray, thank you. So, at no time while Jim Jordan was coach with me at Ohio State did either of us ignore abuse of our wrestlers. Hellickson continued. That is not the kind of man Jim is, and it's not the kind of coach that I was. George Pardis, who left the Marine Corps to wrestle at Ohio State from 1988 to 1993, said the same. There were also rumors about a doctor who showered with the team. Pardis told me, quote, but a lot of the stories were just running jokes. And while Pardis noted that Jim Jordan literally carried me to get medical treatment after an injury and checked another teammate into rehab for drug abuse. The two weren't exactly best friends. Let me say this, he said after a pause during a long phone interview. Me and Jimmy didn't really get along. He didn't really like me a lot. So even if you don't, Jim Jordan apparently is a very good guy. Even if he doesn't like somebody, he's still going to help him. I don't think, Phoebe, I don't think the Democrats paid anyone. I think what took place is they're constantly searching for dirt. So if I ever get to the point where, like, you know, people know who I am, there's no dirt on me. So I've lived a pretty mundane, boring life. So it's going to be very difficult. And plus I worked at the State Department, so I was only an intern, but that was during the Clinton administration, which is hilarious. If anything, I know the dirt on them. Special access program intelligence outside the U.S. government. That is a cardinal criminal offense. That's the worst thing that could ever happen in government. And Hillary that's why no charges are going to eventually take place. Jim Jordan, look, it's also, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand, if they don't win, and they're not going to win, if they don't win, and if they don't win in 2018, they're done. They're done. They're down by 3 touchdowns, and there's 5 minutes left. And they're going up against a good defense. And there's no such thing. And this defensive coach doesn't believe in prevent. Thank you, Agent Pepsi. Oh, this is unsweetened black tea, pure leaf. Pretty good. When Democrats lose, ladies and gentlemen, the House and the Senate, they're not, and number one, they're not going to they have to do amazingly well. They need political momentum they haven't had since Obama. President Obama was good, whether he lived it or embodied it or not. He was good at, there's some hope, there's some change. Look over there, look into the future. Motivates liberals and motivates everyone, conservatives too, but it really motivates liberals. You give them something to shoot for. You don't say, oh, well, attack these people while they're eating, throw Coke at them, tell them how horrible they are, tell them how much of a racist they are. It doesn't, Russia, don't let Russia hurt you. That's not energy, enthusiasm. Bernie, for that moment in time when we thought he was going to take on the system, when we thought we could never imagine that he would kiss the ring, Bernie also embodied that hope, that vision for the future. Look, that vision gets people to the polls, gets people to write, gets people to do a whole bunch of things. I was published over 100 times in The Hill. I was a contributor to the Huffington Post Salon. I was on MSNBC, CNN. I was published also in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, a whole bunch of places saying Bernie can win. He's going to win. He's good. I didn't know of the DNC and Podesta emails. I didn't know of the corruption, the level of just evil. But it gets you to do something. Bernie, at that point, gets you to do something. Trump, in many ways, gets people to do something. Republicans are going to vote. And as a Second Amendment guy, I will not have any stupid, idiotic law infringing upon my Second Amendment rights, because law-abiding citizens are not the people you should worry about. So I'm very happy that Trump's going to appoint people in the Supreme Court. Very happy. And I'm very happy when you talk about political retribution. When Democrats lose the House and Senate, I'll be very happy for a lot of reasons. But once they lose, you have to understand something. They're done politically. Mueller he could fire Mueller. What are they going to do? Then you got to make sure that they don't implode as a political party, or they have to. That would be fantastic for us. But then they have to make sure if they don't actually win some more seats, because what might happen is they might lose by like 3 or 4 seats to actually the majority. They'll turn that into a win. They'll say, well, we can still impeach Trump now because we can get some Republicans to flip. They'll find anything, but it would be absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating, because they will limp towards 2020 as a defeated, destroyed political party without a movement. Right now, they're only existing for donors. Hollywood and the Democratic Party, the reason Hollywood is like lost its mind, you have De Niro telling Trump to F himself. Thank you, JL Diaz. Thank you. I'm drinking pure leaf brewed tea. Is my head glowing? Let me see. Somebody said my head's glowing because of what I'm drinking. Let people know about this channel also. We have 700 people watching. We average 700 to we average between 5 on even like nobody gets notifications, 500 to 1500 depending on like what's going on. No. no Long Island iced tea. No. It has been years since I tried that. Years. But while the two heads butted over religion and politics, Pardos insisted Jordan was incapable of ignoring abuse. If the assistant coach knew Strauss was abusing students, Pardos tells me, knowing Jimmy, I think he would have ripped his arm and beat him with it. Wow. Then Deadspin. Oh, ex-Ohio State wrestler's entire program was toxic while Jim Jordan was there. Oh, the correlation and the causation. Everyone, it's not, look. There's no more journalism. Hello, Sandra. Hello, everyone. There's no more journalism. Very few places. The only people like Elizabeth Voss at Disobedient Media is a true journalist. Kimberly Strassel is a true journalist. Sarah Carter is a true journalist. Like you can have Nicholas Kristof as a true journalist. He doesn't like Trump at all. Seymour Hersh is the epitome of journalist. I don't think he likes Trump, but he doesn't like Obama either. Our love, Sessions impersonation when Trump fires him. Oh. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Well, I'm not doing good. I got my panties in a bunch. I heard you fired me, or you want to fire me? Well, Mr. President, I have to get the Office of Professional Responsibility to fire Strzok and Page and Kleinsmith and Moyer and all Agent 1 and Agent 3.56. We have to do it slow and bureaucratically. This way, we use all the things they did on the bureaucratic level and we tie them to legal statutes. Don't fire me, sir. What are you doing? Good. Whew, well, thank you. Huh? Okay, you were a joke? It was a joke? It was a joke. How dare you? Why, you know I sleep in the nude. Use my bed as a toilet. I was so upset. Yes, the missus is not happy. Soak the sheets. I know. Well, thank you, sir. Rick Yerzik, Sessions crying when Trump fires him. AJ. Boo-hoo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo. I'm crying tears of joy. I'm not fired any longer. Don't worry, we're going to get him. We're going to get her. We're going to get him, all of them. Yes, I know. We'll indict Clinton. She's only a walking criminal. It's not that hard. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, bye. Poo-poo out. Oh, there's a lot of Ross Pro in that. So we have 700 people, 45 minutes in. So it's just, you type in Jim Jordan. It's like House Freedom Caucus urged to stand by Jordan. Yeah, well, I'm standing by Jordan. Everyone should. Why not? What did he do? Politico, cesspool of deviancy, new claims of voyeurism, test Jordan's denial. How do they test Jordan's denial? I just read you a Washington Times article. It said, hey, you know what? Had he known, and we don't think he knew. There are people who don't think he knew. There are people who do believe that Jordan knew. Fine. But he's not accused of doing something like Clinton. Bill Clinton was accused, and he said, I didn't have sexual relations with anyone. I'm accused. I know. They got a big, I tell this joke. I think the God, they say, well, why are they after you? They're going to put that big target on my back. Oh, I have no idea what I've been accused for things that I did. It's true I did them, but I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know, Don't blame me. Jim Jordan, he didn't even do any of the things that other people are accused of doing. I just want to tell you that I feel your pain. If I could, I'd feel a lot more. I'd feel a lot more than that. Oh, I'd feel your pain. I'd feel a lot. I'm Bill Clinton. So that's like Bill Clinton's like, I feel your pain. By the way, hi Loretta. I brought some Aste Spumante. Oh, you brought Mr. Lynch here also. I thought we were going to be alone. Golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. Golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. Okay. Everybody is like, so hold on, let's see. Oh yeah, Vox. Jim Jordan, the Ohio State sexual abuse controversy explained in the viewpoint of Democrats. Former athletes say Jim Jordan knew. Again, that's wrong. There are other former athletes that say he didn't know and he would have done something about it had he known. And did nothing. Okay, so now what? And even if that were true, what does that mean for Rod Rosenstein? He's still in contempt of Congress. So this is the Vox clip. Well, let's just go to YouTube right now. Jim Jordan Fox. Jim Jordan Fox. All right, so.
Jordan, first time dealing with all of this. If in fact there are victims, they deserve justice. There's an investigation going on. We're going to, I think, meet with them next week. We want the investigation to get to the truth. That's what we need here is the truth.
All right, take a listen to DeSabato from one of the statements he made earlier this week.
I know Jim knew about what I call the deviant sexual atmosphere that we were exposed to. How do you know? Well, we all had conversations. Jim was more like a big brother than a coach. It was something that we would discuss on a regular basis, mainly with nervous banter, locker room banter.
Now there are at least five.
So notice the locker room banter is not Jordan's use of words. And that this is I believe one of the people who is accusing, saying that these things were taking place. So, okay, in his view that Jim Jordan had to have known, but he didn't say that he specifically told exactly what took place and Jim Jordan refused to go to the police this is the word of one person. Fine. Let's just say for argument's sake that he's It's reality. Now Democrats have to prove, or let's say that he believes what he's saying. Democrats have to prove that this took place. Because, and also that Jim Jordan knew specifically and did nothing. They have to prove that. You cannot prove that. Furthermore, he is not being accused of a crime. Tamara Friedman, you and your wonderful viewers always make my day. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Tamara Friedman. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything, your continued support of this channel. Thank you. So let's listen to Jim Jordan now.
One Politico was saying there's 6. Where are these guys coming from?
Conversations in a locker room are a lot different than allegations of abuse or reported abuse to us. I mean, I've been around the sport of wrestling my entire life. Kids wrestling, junior high wrestling, high school wrestling, University of Wisconsin, coached at Ohio State. I got 2 boys who wrestled for the Badgers. I got 4 nephews who wrestled at Ohio State, another nephew who wrestles for Iowa. Conversations in a locker room are a lot different than people coming up talking about abuse. No one ever reported any abuse to me. If they had, I would have dealt with it. And what bothers me the most is the guys that are saying this thing, I know they know the truth. I know they do. Dunyashi Yet, he wrestled for, we train with these guys every day, sometimes twice a day. And for I know what they're saying. I know they know what they're saying is not accurate.
So what do you think the motivation is then?
You'd have to ask them. But I will tell you with Mike DeSabato has a vendetta against Ohio State. He lost a licensing agreement with Ohio State. He is out to get Ohio State. He has a vendetta against our family. He was arrested just 5 months ago.
So, okay, so I don't really know, like, I can't say whether Jim Jordan is right or wrong. Let's assume that DeSabato, or the guy that CNN, let's say he's 100% right. Let's say that he has no vendetta in his heart at all. Let's assume that. You still have to prove, as a Democratic Party, you have to prove that Jim Jordan was given a report and hid the report. Alex Voro, thank you, Alex. Thank you. Thank you, Alex Voro. Thank you. You see the general public sentiment when in Liberal bastion Canada and Ontario, the Liberals were defeated and lost 48 out of 55 seats. Like, come on, that tells you exactly where the wind is blowing. From ruling party to barely clinging to party status. Exactly. And YouTube is changing also. There's this hardcore conservative channel that's like saying things that would get people banned. There's like a whole bunch of people, Mark Levin and all these Michelle Malkin and Steven Crowder and what is that, CRTV? I don't even know. CTR, I don't know. I see that. I don't even know. It's this new thing on YouTube now. Or I think it's on YouTube. Alex Voro. So you're right. Thank you, Alex, for your generosity. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Alex Voro. Thank you for your generosity. So, Alex Voro, you're 100% right. Tamara Friedman, you're absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Alex Voro, thank you for your continued support. They don't know, you know what? They don't know how to wield power. They really don't have anything to wield power regarding. So that was Jim Jordan. I don't know if Jim Jordan is right. I'm not saying that he's 100% right or wrong regarding the motivation. Let's assume the motivation is pure. Let's assume there are people who believe, but see, simply saying we had conversations is not 30 years ago, we had conversations. That doesn't mean give me a specific conversation, a specific allegation, a specific time, a specific report. Furthermore, Jim Jordan is not the one who has done the malicious, the criminal activity. So I mean, I am like, I'm not saying anything about the accusers. The accusers in this are also not accusing Jim Jordan of doing anything horrendous. So the people on Twitter like, yeah, get Jim Jordan out. They don't care about the victims. They don't care about the victims. They don't care. Then you have one guy from, wow, Jim Jordan changes his story. No, he didn't. Seems to acknowledge that he was aware of a team doctor was. No, he didn't. Where do you get this? Conversations in a locker room are a lot different than allegations of abuse. Yes, they are. The parallels between this and how Trump dismissed the Access Hollywood tape. Yeah, he should. The Access Hollywood tape was a hot mic of someone joking around. Yeah, you're really grasping at straws if you're the Democratic Party, because you actually have tapes of Hillary Clinton laughing. Yeah. And you have people who are hilarious online. So it's just so sad. Alex Voe, you're 100% right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, what does it take for just writing this? What does it take for people to realize? What does it take for people to realize that they can't find anything, so they'll create whatever it is they can't find? They go ahead and they think that they're going to do well. They're going to get demolished. Roosevelt, as a respected journalist, can you please share your thoughts on QAnon? Love your channel. Thank you, Roosevelt. Thank you. My thoughts respectfully are this. I've stated this many times, and Atom Bomb 31458, standard procedure of the demonic deep state, crap against the wall, waste time, energy opposite. Exactly. Rose Quartz, please give us some of your ideas on what you think criminals and government will try next to hide their crimes. I certainly will, Rose. I will tell you right now, Roosevelt, QAnon is, to me, potentially dangerous thing in that I don't like anything anonymous. Different from having a journalist that you can see in front of you saying, I have an anonymous source, because then if the journalist leads you astray, you could say, hey, you led us astray. But with this, let's say QAnon is, somebody in the know. If they get people and get a hold of their psyche, their consciousness, or their, oh my God, Q dropped something. And then slowly but surely, an anonymous letter leads you astray, you won't know what's taking place. And then people say, well, it's just to drum up enthusiasm. So I'm very, very skeptical of QAnon, but I do not judge anyone. I urge everyone, if you listen to QAnon, if you don't, please watch this channel. Cool. But I don't, it's not for me, respectfully to anyone who, agrees with Q. Bruce Tumazuski, HA, you mentioned in the last video last night that the term evil for the Clinton campaign, that's a powerful term. Want to expand? If not, great work as usual. There's somebody that I was conversing with throughout the election, who a great, is very known in politics, extremely known, and extremely known, like a heck of a lot more than me. I'm not very known at all. I'm just like, a very small figure, but like, let's say country, like nationwide, this person is known, and he basically said that they're evil. And at first I was like, whoa. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. Rose, I think that the next step will just be to find some kind of way to just pin people. Then, like, there are people like, you don't believe what you're saying. Yeah, I don't believe what I'm saying. I joined the NRA because I just want to, ingratiate myself with conservatives. Meanwhile, there's a hashtag walk away movement. I don't believe what I'm saying. Yeah, right. I explain endlessly my viewpoint. So I'm just actually just talking to myself. Shy. HA, can you visit Dr. Mumbai YouTube channel? She's warning Kenyans. Nice, that was opening. Kenyans are against, so people in Kenya are against, so I don't know if I can really read the entire phrase because of YouTube policies, but Aisha, can you visit? I will look at that channel. Yes, Shy. Warning Kenyans. So there are, okay. This is pertaining to things taking place in Kenya. Thank you, Shy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Roosevelt. So yeah, so Alex Vorel, thank you. Hashtag walk away. There was hashtag damn exit. There was hashtag vote for Trump, not Clinton. There's hashtag anybody but Clinton. Hashtag Bernie or bust. Hashtag Bernie would have won. Hashtag hope the Democrats just completely lose every single election. Every single possible election possible. Every single possible election. And what they're doing to Jim Jordan is criminal. And he should be thrust into the role of Speaker of the House because they know very well they're not going to get the House. Democrats have zero momentum. CNN is not as influential as it thinks it is. Not even what? The Washington Post is a joke. It's a Democratic Party, basically. It's a Democratic Party newsletter. And what's taking place is actually criminal. Absolutely criminal. So definitely support Jim Jordan. Because you can't go back in time 30 years and say, oh, he knew something that he's not even a part of. That he had nothing to do with. And the hilarious thing is that people go ahead and what they do is they say, let's find some kind of way to hurt people. Let's find some kind of way to just throw as much mud as possible. And if we throw as much mud as possible, then everything will be morally relative. What the Clintons did to politics in America is not sustainable. And everyone right now, Rod Rosenstein is going to be held in contempt. They're dwindling in power. Lennon McCarthy, HA is speaking Russian right now. You just don't know it. Actually, this is a voiceover. James Gillen. James Gillen at James Gillen. Okay, so pin tweet. I would love for your analysis. It's integral to Spygate, please. Okay, so please read my pin tweet. So let's go ahead on Twitter. Actually, you guys are amazing. I was actually going to do something on Twitter because I saw something on Twitter, and I was just going to go take the nuclear option. And now you've calmed me down. Just okay. So at James Gillen, I'm trying to. I don't know if I got you, James. Okay, so at James Gillen, but it says tweets are protected. If this is the James Gillen that, so. Oh, no, sorry, here. Oh, okay. So James. Dana Rohrabacher met with Julian Assange at the Ecuadorian embassy, was shown direct evidence of who actually leaked emails. It wasn't Russia, of course not. Upon his return, he was silenced by a special counsel about revealing information of what was discussed. Oh, yeah. Well, James, what you know is what I know. What we all know. That's my analysis. We all know the same thing. What you know and what I know and what we all know is pretty much the same thing. And it's very integral to Spygate. All of this is a bunch of nonsense. Nobody believes that they hacked the DNC to let people know that the Russians knew that they were cheating Bernie. I've spent enough time on just abiding by YouTube policies or whatever. I'm not going to discuss the topic. If anybody, if you're watching, just type in H.A. Goodman RT, and then, there was a whole segment. There was a whole segment that I did that was a very passionate segment. But James, you and I know the same thing. We know what's going on. Assange knows what's going on, and God bless him. He is not going to reveal any of the sources for the WikiLeaks, DNC, and Podesta emails, and he can't. But we know the truth. Everybody knows the truth. And Lord knows that I've spent, oh my goodness. Well, there was an entire RT segment on it, but I mean, we know, James. We know, I know. God bless Julian Assange. He should be free. He knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Even the people who's saying that is craziness. Oh, they know. You guys are amazing. I was going to take the nuclear option with somebody on Twitter, and now I'm not going to.
You calmed me down. This live stream calmed me down. Now I'm just going to look at Peter Strzok's off focus polygraph. Peter Strzok's off focus polygraph.
Yes, Lennon, the nuclear option. I was. It's not really nuclear. It's more like, I don't know. Mortar option. I don't know. It would be something. Ladies and gentlemen. You sent two? Okay, so I only got one. So I got one regarding Alex Voro. You must check out Mark Levin. I like Mark Levin. So, James, I got your first, and I agree with you on the pinned comment. I can't really go into specific, but we know that it was not Russia at all, and we know that they went ahead and spied on Trump simply to go ahead and it was an insurance policy. They have no evidence. They have no evidence. So the simplest, everyone's like, Occam's razor, Occam's razor. Yeah, the simplest thing is that there's no evidence, so they're lying. That's it. They spent $1.2 billion. They lost, so they blamed Russia. But James, I only got one of your super chat. If people can see James's super chat, he said two. I only got one. So James Gillen, I only got one. I apologize. But I agree. I saw your. I went to your pinned comment, and I agree with you. We both know. We all know the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, but it could have been that So I do apologize. It could have been, James. If you ask me the, it's James Gillen at 5. It's at James Gillen 5. Oh, so wait. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm just gonna hit like on the pinned tweet. Yeah. Dana Rohrabacher is the man. I met him in college. He doesn't remember, but I shook his hand and I was like, oh, you're awesome. Because when I was in DC, I met him. I just went ahead and liked your pinned comment, and I agree with you on that. There's 5? Well, they keep on bringing up Occam's razor, so. Like Occam's razor, All right, ladies and gentlemen. You have a fantastic day. You have a blessed day, a wonderful day, an awesome day. Let's get this rocking today. Support Jim Jordan. And he has to win. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I know. You know that I have to do something with the hair, but then I have to put a lot of sunscreen on it because it is hot. It's hot in LA. Or maybe I should just get a Make America Great Again hat. Yeah. There are these two twin brothers. Hilarious. They're on like I bet you wouldn't take my hat. What's wrong with Make America Great Again? So awesome. It's so awesome. Anyway, it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in a couple of hours or so. Let's go ahead. Let's keep this rocking. Let's have a whole bunch today of these live streams. And thank you for your support to the super chat. You run this, Alex. You fuel this channel. Alex Voro, thank you as always. Thank you, Alex. And everyone, James, Tamara, everyone, thank you very much. And let's have a great day. Don't believe the nonsense and insanity and the unethical, completely unethical people who are trying to hurt Jim Jordan. And I am not talking about people who've accused Ohio State. I'm talking about people who I'm talking about people like the media and Democratic Party who are trying to ignore all the, legitimate grievances or accusations simply to tie Jim Jordan to them. Thank you so much for watching. Share this segment and let people know about H.A. Goodman on YouTube. God bless. I will see you all very soon. Thank you.